Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And the coping and seething continues.
Oh my gosh, it's insane. It's like, how many articles did you say that Mary Sue had just today?
4 in like a day. Yeah.
About complaining about the Acolyte. Yeah. Oh, everybody's harassing the actors and everything else. I'm like, I didn't see that at all. But, you know, I never say never. I'm sure there's probably a couple people. Yeah. But, like, it's not the majority. It got canceled because no one watched the show. It was an expensive show.
Yeah.
No one watched it.
We'll talk about that because actually Forbes is agreeing with us. Eric Kane at Forbes is agreeing, saying that, look, guys, you need to stop blaming the toxic dude bros. It really was a purely financial decision. It's weird because I put it on Twitter today, and I didn't get a chance to tell you about this yet, but there were some people on Reddit complaining about cartoon shows.
Really?
Yes. Well, I might actually bring that up in relation to this because it's a very similar situation, but they're like, why does Clownfish TV and all these grifters like Clownfish TV think that these cartoon networks need to make money back on their investment?
That's what they're complaining about.
It's about the art, yes.
How often now have they complained about what we said and said we were wrong, we've ended up being right?
Yeah, they never acknowledge when we're right.
Which ends up, most of the time, they bitch about it. But it's not about business, it's about the art. Bitch, please. No company is just doing it for the art to make you happy. They're going to have to make money.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. We're just talking about it from a business angle. Boy, gosh, I didn't even see that. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up so you can read just how ridiculous it is. And they actually got smacked down by some other people in this animation subreddit. But yeah, basically this is a financial decision. Disney spent $180 million on this show. It got barely enough viewership to justify its existence, and it definitely didn't get enough to justify another season. There was talk that they were going to pull the merch out of the Disney store, then it magically appeared, but there's not a lot of merchandise for it.
No, there's like
popular
figures and stuff like that. And I don't know how it's going to go. I think they were figuring, it'll be on the shelves for Christmas. I don't know how that's going to go.
It'll be at Holly's just in time for Christmas. Oh my God. Actually, they should do a reverse of the Kenner Christmas pack and just be like, oh yeah, we were going to make the figures, but we're just going to give you an empty box because it's cheaper.
It's empty like the show.
Yeah. So let's get into this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do. Yeah, this is crazy. This is Forbes, and we'll go out to Phantom Wire. Actually, I like this headline first. Well, Phantom Wire. Comparing the Acolyte to Breaking Bad is fucking insane. The Acolyte fans have reached peak delusion in desperate attempt to cope after Star Wars dropped the axe on the series. They're making wild claims now.
Well, they've been. Of course, every article is about somehow how it's about toxic men and poor women are being kept down and all this other stuff. And it's like, no, it's because the majority of people just didn't watch the show. We're talking to people who didn't just watch it to hate watch it, because that would actually work to your favor if you wanted the show back.
Yes. Yeah.
And what gets me is they're like, I love this. The journos who have been shilling for this show, they have been trying so hard to make this show stick the entire time. Somehow their narrative is, it's because people like on YouTube and stuff were review bombing it on Rotten Tomatoes that barely anybody ever checks. And most people know Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit. And then somehow, even though you're the vocal minority and no one listens to you, everybody listened to these people enough to not watch The Acolyte. It's like, which one is it? Because it can't be both. It just means that I guess you're admitting that no one reads your blogs.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the toxic minority. I know that, the very small minority of toxic dude bros that managed to get the show canceled with their toxicity. I'm like,
toxic testicles.
Their testicles. Fucked everything. So this is Eric Kane on Forbes. The show itself was not a hit, largely because it was poorly written, riddled with plot holes, had uneven acting from various leads, and looked cheap despite the enormous cost.
Even those who liked the show said, I don't know where the budget went, though.
I don't know where it went. It looked cheaper than Boba Fett, and Boba Fett, I mean, they had plywood showing on some of the scenes, you know what I'm saying? While some outlets want to paint the cancellation as a win for toxic dude bros in the fandom. Is that the Mary Sue?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yep. As if no women could possibly have disliked the Acolyte. And others are saying that its failure will cause Disney to avoid trying new things. That's IndieWire. I think the real culprit is twofold. The show was far too expensive and did not draw big enough numbers to justify it.
That's exactly what it was.
It was far too expensive and did not receive enough critical acclaim and widespread fan support.
Right. But the thing is, when they yell about the toxic people watching the show to hate on it, they don't understand that, okay, fine. If you got your way and they didn't watch the show, the numbers would have been even worse. Them watching the show actually helped your case. They counted those numbers. It was going to boost the show, which could have got it, a season 2 based on that. And you would have been fine with them hate watching then.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because I could just see the Mary Sue headlines and be like, toxic dude bros thought hate watching and mocking the Acolyte was going to get canceled, but it just made us grow stronger in the force.
Well, that's why they're trying so hard to do these petitions and stuff, because they want to own the chuds and be like, ha ha, we got it renewed. So they're doing everything they can, throwing every accusation at Disney and every person who doesn't like the show to try to guilt everybody into giving them their own way. But isn't it funny how mad they got about like the Snyder Cut? And stuff like that, and how much shit they gave fans for, that kind of stuff, or Splash Mountain and all that stuff. They gave people shit for that, but it's okay when they do it.
It's so weird because the Snyder Cut actually, I mean, for all intents and purposes, the Snyder Cut did break a lot of viewership records, but financially it didn't justify its expense either. It really didn't, because they didn't sell a whole lot of physical copies, I don't think.
And what happened?
I liked it. I personally liked it.
It was better. But what happened? They stopped doing all of it. Yes. Because it didn't make any money.
Yeah, they're resetting the whole DCU now.
So I mean, it's because corporate America, at the end of the day, they need to make a return on their investment. They need to make money so they can make more stuff that you want. If something doesn't make its money back, they're going to be hard pressed to justify making more.
Yeah, so let's look at how much this show actually costs. It's crazy when you break it up like this. So Eric Kane actually had this chart. It's a really interesting table because it shows us a lot of important details about each of the series' success or lack thereof. The Acolyte is the second most expensive show on the list after Andor, which I still haven't seen Andor, but that's only the total spent. If you look at the cost per minute, the Acolyte cost a whopping $675,000 per minute to produce. Andor cost $529,000 per minute, thanks to his longer, meatier episodes and 12 episode count. Yeah, so Andor had 12 episodes, which I didn't realize. I thought it was only 8.
Yeah, no, it's 12. But here's the thing about this. I'm going to be honest with you. Based on viewership, Andor shouldn't have got a second season.
No.
I mean, if we're being honest and we're being fair, it shouldn't have, based on the amount of money spent. But back then, we're talking when this was greenlit, it was a couple years ago, back when they were doubling, tripling down on this stuff. Because they wanted to, they were just, we're going to streaming, we're going to win streaming, we're going to win streaming. And that was their focus. They're now focused on bundling with other companies and things and ad dollars to try to make their money, because this kind of stuff is not working.
He said the critical reception was lukewarm, fan reception was largely negative, and viewers didn't show up to watch. That, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. How many people watch it? You can have the worst piece of shit movie ever made, but if it makes $1 billion at the box office, guess what? It's getting a sequel, right?
I think people just don't care about Star Wars anymore.
I think that's it. I think they're
just so burnt out, because it's not just the show. Every show they've been putting out has been diminishing returns. And then the stuff they were excited about, like Obi-Wan, which I've mentioned many times, we know what happened with that. And people are like, what the hell is this? This doesn't make any sense. You just completely retcon stuff. Why are they fighting? Why are they lightsaber dueling now? Why is it about Leia? And then after that, really started to get into decline. And I think people are just over Star Wars. I don't think it has anything to do with this story. I think some people, it does, but you know what I'm saying? In general public, I don't think it mattered. They just don't care in general.
I think, I'm going to be honest. I think that the faith in Star Wars has been worn down to nothing. And I think you can see it because there is a decline in Disney Plus series, show after show. And again, Andor is a good indicator of the Star Wars fatigue, because people have said it's actually far and away the best Disney Plus Star Wars show, but people didn't watch it because they were burnt on the other shows. If this one had come out right after The Mandalorian, I think more people would have given it a chance. Mm-hmm. They probably would have noped out because it was hokey as hell, but there might have been enough watch time to justify it. The thing is we had Boba Fett, and we had Obi-Wan, and we had season 3 of The Mandalorian, all these shows that basically chipped away at the brand as a whole, and people are noping out. It's the same with Marvel. It's like you can't strike out so many times and then expect people to come back. They might give you a pass on 1 or 2 bad shows or bad movies. But if it's consistently bad or subpar time and time again, they don't even bother tuning in for the good stuff.
Well, and the last time we got a bunch of new things and new characters, it was the sequel trilogy, and we know how that went.
Yeah.
So I just think that people are just over it. Or they're just like, I'll wait until it's done and I'll watch it and see what people say. And I just don't think that they had enough give a shit to watch it. And that's the general public. I'm not talking about fans. So that's, at the end of the day, I think what caused it to fail. It had nothing to, I mean, it does have something to do with the fact that it looks like crap. But I think the general public just didn't care.
This is coming from the Holocron. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Star Wars Holocron is making these batshit crazy comments.
Comparing the Acolyte to Breaking Bad is fucking insane. It is insane. That's considered one of the best shows in the last like 10, 15 years. Congrats, bigots, you won. How does it feel? Feels good, man. That feels pretty good.
I don't understand how you're a bigot because you didn't like the show. You know what I mean? Congrats, moron. You just proved everybody you're a dipshit because immediately, if you don't like it, you're a bigot. I'm so fucking tired of this. This is why I get so angry. Like, I don't even really care about this show. My problem with what's going on is the fact that they keep trying to spin it as and bully people as if they're terrible people because they didn't like what they liked. You're a bigot if you don't like the show. No, I just have taste and the show sucked. I'm tired of this shit. You don't like the show, so you're a straight, white, male, misogynist, racist, whatever. And I'm like, no, it's just people didn't like the show. And there are a lot of people who are not straight, white, and male who didn't like the fucking show. Just because you're black and so's the actress doesn't mean you have to like the fucking show. I'm so damn tired of this juvenile, immature, mentally challenged argument that these idiots keep making every time. And you're like, how the hell do they even have jobs in journalism? Because they're pushing their opinions as if they are fact, and they are not fact. It's been proven repeatedly. Their opinions are not the truth, and they keep double jumping down on it because they're trying to amplify that stupid ass narrative.
They have jobs, quote unquote, in journalism because a lot of these sites pay $3 to $5 an article. And any schlub that's willing to work for $3 to $5 an article and just wants the platform can get a job writing for one of these sites. You're basically a barely paid blogger, right? Yeah, Breaking Bad only cost $3 million an episode. Clone Wars was $900,000 an episode. The Acolyte is $23 million per episode. See the problem? That is exactly the problem. It costs too much. If it were a cheaper show,
it looked like a cheaper show. That's what I don't understand. Where'd the money go?
That's a damn good question. So now there's a petition to save it.
Yes, I love this. This is so funny.
Hundreds of signatures, guys. Hundreds of signatures.
Well, that'll do it.
That
worked so well for Splash Mountain, didn't it?
It worked so well. Yeah, Splash Mountain. So they're going to try to change the story about it. And this,
Didn't
one
they try
thing
this for Willow too?
They did. And then they actually responded to the petition by taking the show off the platform completely.
I would be careful if I were the media on this, and I wouldn't push it too hard, and I wouldn't keep, painting Disney as a villain, and I wouldn't keep calling all the audience for Star Wars bigots, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to take it down completely just to shut you up.
Yes. And you know what? Nobody talks about Willow anymore because out of sight, out of mind.
No, I think Star Wars is a much bigger property. I think it's going to be harder to write this one off than it would be the Willow show.
Oh my God. Over at change.org, a petition was created by a fan named Bluesmith.
Totally not a fake name.
Not a fake name. To save Leslie Headland's High Republic set series. And in just 24 hours, it blew up with over 700 signatures.
Couple things right now. Look who it's from. It's from Collider. Remember Collider, one of the VowNet sites?
Yes.
They kept doing all this. Oh, we have special, that Real Good give us special information. And they kept shilling harder than anyone for this show from VowNet.
Nobody watches Collider. It's so weird because I saw the other day, it came up in my recommended because I was looking up information on Beetlejuice, right? So they had an interview with Michael Keaton. And in like 3 days' time, this VowNet-owned site, Collider, only got 4,000 views on an exclusive interview with Michael Keaton.
Well, but
I'm like,
once
Michael Keaton, you come on our channel, you'll get a lot more than 4,000 views.
Yeah, plus we're, Pittsburgh area, so there you go. Yeah. Collider, again, it is one of the VowNet sites. We have pointed this out before, but I love this. They're down here talking about this, and they're talking about the different actors, and I love this. The former Good Place Top Gun Maverick star Manny, I don't know how to say his last name.
Jacinto?
Especially became a fan favorite as a star Queermere, whatever the hell his name is.
I am Darth Queermere. Shirtless.
Who brought sexy back to Star Wars. That's what it's about. This is a Raylo bullshit all over again. Now look, that being said, I actually like him. I love The Good Place, and I thought he was fun in it. I liked him in that, and I like him. I don't have no problem. I have no problem with the actors, honestly. I think that Amanda having a little meltdown in a song was a little bit over the top, but I honestly don't have any issues with the actors per se. But that being said, you know, it's just like, this is just stupid. They're just really pushing it.
I forgot he was even on The Good Place. That's right. He was.
Yeah, he was.
like the monk. Was he like a monk? Yeah, he was a monk guy. Yeah.
I liked him. He was fun. And, you know, I have no problem with him. I think this whole thing's about a bunch of chicks, mostly women, some dudes, but mostly women, horny women who are mad because their ship isn't going to give them more.
Well, it's okay.
They can't flick the bean to Manny anymore.
Well, it's okay. You can go get that little stubby Darth Vader lightsaber that everybody was saying looked like a dildo.
There you go.
And you can have the dark side whenever you want it.
There you go.
There you
that's
go.
what it's about.
Oceanmere. Oh my God, they have a name for the ship.
They did because this is the Raylos. They went after the Raylos because their answer was, okay, if we're not going to do well, we'll get the Raylos on our side because they'll make sure we get a season 2. And it's like, these people, you have no idea what you wished for with that one. You have no idea. I hope the actors are okay because I know that they're probably married to other people and that might be a problem for some of these wackos.
Oh my God. So that's like, I mean, that just kind of shows you how desperate they were to win an audience, any eyeballs, but not enough. There's not enough of you. And that's the problem. Right. But yeah, he wanted to have an Oceanmere romance. This is what he said. He said, in the fan art I've seen, there's a good amount that implies something between Ocean and the stranger. So that's something people think I think I've been yearning for in this genre.
Right, because I think of Star Wars, I think, oh my God, I can't wait.
I love that people are horny. I mean, honing in on it and encouraging it. No, dude, do not encourage the shippers. They will
come after your wife.
This is the same group that probably, they go from like IP to IP, and they were the ones that were ridiculous about Willow, and it had nothing to do with Willow. They just wanted the gay romance.
Well, ask Adam Driver how that went.
Yeah, weren't they threatening his wife?
He had to hide that, about his wife and kids because of these wackadoos wanting him and Daisy Ridley together.
From Darth Shipper.
I mean, it's insane. And then speaking of insanity, we have to go out to the Mary Sue, our favorite, batshit nuthole. I'm sorry. I can't say nuthole because I am pretty sure no nuts want to go near that hole. But anyway, so yeah, one day. Here's one of the other Rachels.
It was like within a 24-hour period. They had Disney should be ashamed for further fueling the trolling of the Acolyte cast.
I don't think anybody should be trolling anyone. I don't think anybody really is.
They said that they mishandled it. They needed to break the news. Get this. They needed to break the news gently. It's almost like telling you a loved one died. They said,
what? That's because this is the mentality of these people.
They said the trolling began because the show featured a diverse cast and came from a female showrunner.
No, it didn't. Well, Leslie Headland. Let's talk about Leslie Headland. Where's the sadness for Harvey Weinstein's victims?
Yeah, right.
Which one is it, Mary Sue? Because she was his personal assistant. I can't, I don't know for a fact, but I can't believe that she knew nothing about any of it.
So they're blaming Disney. How Disney mishandled.
Oh, that's what they're doing. They're going after Disney now.
Yeah, they're going after Disney now.
Because that's going to go so well for them.
Let's just scream at everybody, right? How Disney mishandled it, given the unhinged bigots.
Oh, they keep using that. They use unhinged bigots. Oh my God. Okay, so that's the term they're going to use because Rachel Leichman, batshit Rachel, uses unhinged several times in her article too. Apparently that's a narrative. Let's get unhinged bigots, trending.
Look at the ad.
You never seen that?
The Empire strips back burlesque show.
There's a total show. You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, I knew all about it.
That's what they want, though. They want it in canon. They want it. Oh my God.
More of an audience for that than for the Acolyte.
She said they should have handled its cancellation with kid gloves because the bigots now. You gave them a win.
Disney never officially had said that it was canceled.
Somebody found out.
Sources told them it was canceled.
And they never denied it.
Disney, they should have handled it with kid gloves. They were the ones who told everyone. They had the power to at least try to deflect the hatred and trolling that everyone predicted. How?
The studio could have released a carefully crafted statement which acknowledged all the achievements of the Acolyte.
You still would have been screaming about the unhinged bigots.
And how groundbreaking of a series it was.
How is it groundbreaking for Star Wars? What way? Oh, there was a black character. There have been. Oh, there was female. There have been. Oh, they have a ship. There's been.
But gay witches. We've never seen gay witches before, have you?
There has already been Birth of the Force. It's already been done.
But it wasn't a gay witch, was it?
I'm just saying, what groundbreaking? It was the same thing. You retread the same thing in retcon shit. Or what? Because lightsabers bleed now, which is stupid.
Oh my God.
But that wasn't even her thing either. That was from like a game or something.
I guess Star Wars isn't interested in women's storytelling.
Shit. Actually, you said she was actually pretty good.
Yeah, she was actually, I watched one episode of it. I said, what did I say? I said, it looked cheap. It was cringy. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life, but it sure as hell didn't feel like Star Wars to me. And I said she was actually good.
Yeah, and then the Korean actor was good.
The guy who plays Soul was good. Actually, I'd watch a whole show just with like Soul Jedi Adventures because I think he actually makes a really good Jedi. But yeah, and she wasn't bad either until she like turned into smoke and they stabbed Smoke somehow.
Because that makes so much sense.
You know? But yeah, so yeah, I loved it.
I fell in love.
I fell in love with it. It's centered on the female gaze. I fell in love with it. It was a Star Wars show finally centered on the female gaze.
Whoa. Again, I love Star Wars because it's about ogling a dude. That's what you're saying. Bitch, please tell me you are a fake fan without telling me you are a fake fan. I like Star Wars now because it's about ogling some dude. That's what you just fucking said.
Finally, I can flick the bean to Star Wars.
That's what she just said.
The power of many orgasms. Let the fan be silly with hashtags like Yord Horde, Jackie Jam, and Soul Patrol. Basically,
they were
shipping.
Stupid manufactured hashtags, probably
Shipping.
from Lucasfilm.
It's all shipping. Sometimes it's exhausting to love something.
Okay, and it's exhausting to love something. I don't want to even fucking hear it, Lauren.
Sometimes it's exhausting to love. I can't believe this is a real paragraph on that's like, I can't believe that you actually signed your name to this, Lauren. Sometimes it's exhausting to love something. Of course, anything that doesn't care to cisgender, white, heterosexual masculinity has a tendency to bring out the trolls.
Here's a fucking idea, Lauren. How about you come up with a rational argument for this? How about, instead of just repeating words that you heard, you actually use that thing in your head called a brain. I'm assuming you have one. And you actually go out and find the data to prove you're right. Because the data is saying opposite. The data is saying people just didn't give a shit about the show, Lauren. God, I would have more respect for you, Lauren, if you actually could think for yourself. But you all are, Mary Sue, are on your Slack channel trying to in lockstep create like this weird agenda, this weird narrative that isn't even true. Joke's on you because no one watch it or no one even read your damn blog. Then you probably get more attention from your blog on these, so no one has to go give you clicks.
That's what I think this is really about. I think they know they've lost. I think, look, we did a video the other day, several mainstream media outlets saying that woke is over. And I think this is another indicator that they're just like, yeah, it just doesn't sell.
Here comes Rachel again. Leave Amanda Stenberg alone. Well, I agree. Don't harass the actors. People. It's not their fault. I agree with you about not harassing actors. But I also know that what happens is one or two people harass somebody, and then you tell, and once again, these brain dead people at the Mary Sue and other outlets like them try to make a narrative, craft a narrative saying that everybody who doesn't like this is because they're those people. That's not true.
Zero comments.
Is anybody? I mean, I haven't been out there looking, but I don't think anybody's been harassing her.
I'm so sad. People were making fun of her cringy song.
I was going to say, if it was about the song, it was cringy and stupid. And she set herself up for that because she made a damn song to get herself attention.
Yeah.
What did she think was going to fucking happen? If they're making fun of her, it's because of the cringe, not because, come on. I'm
so sad the Acolyte was canceled before it could make good on this long-awaited character's introduction.
Why, so they could ruin that character too?
Oh, I'm sure. How many comments we got? No, 0 comments.
Because nobody gives a shit about your stuff, Mary Sue.
Yeah,
we just do it to laugh at you.
I was kind of hoping, I'll be honest, they would retcon Plagueis to not be a moon or whatever, immune, where it's just like the tall alien, the CGI aliens, the banker aliens. I was kind of hoping he'd be like just a dude, but so they could get like a good actor to play him, but now they're going with that. But whatever, I think they're going to retcon this whole thing. I got to show you this.
Sorry for everybody for me flipping out. I'm just so I
love it when you flip out. How's your blood pressure though?
I know I didn't tell my head to have medicine for that. Anyway, I'm just so tired. I am so tired of watching these little shitbags bully everyone because they are having a tantrum and not getting their own way. And I'm so damn tired of it. But meanwhile, when any of us complain, like, I don't like, She-Ra's new look. How dare you? I'm just, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them being allowed to complain about what they want, and then to minimize and belittle and dehumanize everyone who doesn't agree with that.
Well,
stop bullying people, you dumb bitches. And that's a gender neutral bitches on that one. Because if you're whining about this, you're just a bitch too.
let's go out. Speaking of whining, let's go out to Twitter, where I posted somebody sent me a link to this. I thought it was funny. On Reddit, they were complaining about us talking about how money works. And they don't like it. They don't like it when you break things down and say, look. They
don't like it when you just like talk about it from a business standpoint. Yeah. And what gets me is like, I don't even give a two shits about the show. I don't care about the show either way. I'm mad about the way they're behaving.
So I found this, I thought was kind of funny. This was on animation subreddit. And this is very, very similar thought process to these people. Question regarding animation and how profitable it is or isn't. And why are studios not wanting to invest in animation? Okay, that's a good question. What's your question? Career question. I've been observing that many in the grifter channel circles.
Right there. I'm tired of this shit. We actually come from backgrounds that work in these industries. We actually, talk about things that we are involved in or care about. We don't just go cover shit that grifting would be if you're just covering shit that you have no interest in just because you're trying to grift into that demographic. We don't do that. So kindly fuck off right there. Continue.
Okay. Well, let me read the whole thing here, and then we'll give a thought. I've been observing that many in the grifter channel circles, like Clownfish TV, claim that cartoons need to sell toys in order to be profitable. They seem to imply that animated shows shouldn't be nuanced discussions or for young adult audiences or even let older kids watch. No.
That's not what we're saying.
We said that if you want to make money, you have to sell toys. That's literally all we said. Mm-hmm. They seem to be thinking that the contraction is because no one wants to watch animation and that people grow out of cartoons at such young ages. No,
not what we said, because we watch cartoons all the time. So we did not say that.
What fuels this culture warrior level garbage? What causes companies to think I think I cut off there. Anyway, they got shot down. This is actually other animation people on the thread. They said the issue here is what means to be profitable. Doesn't mean the same to you and me as it does to Nickelodeon, which is owned by Paramount. Does mean simply a show makes more money in ad revenue than it costs to produce. Most shows break even or lose money, so successful shows have to make enough money to carry the losers. Not to mention all of the development for shows that never make it to the air. Merchandising is a huge piece of that profit structure. Clownfish was right. Hashtag Clownfish was right. Successful shows make more merchandising than they ever will make on ad revenue. Billions of dollars are at stake for marquee shows like SpongeBob and Dora and The Simpsons. Merchandising is literally the only reason Disney cares anything about Cars.
I agree with you on that one. Cars is over pretty much.
Cars as a movie franchise, like people don't really care, but they still sell toys, right? Profit structure is also the reason why outsourcing is becoming the norm.
Which not only
for production, but now also for post and pre-production. They're looking for any way to cut costs, and labor is a key component. Oh my God.
Everything we've said.
Oh my God. These are people in the animation industry who's basically like, yeah, you might not like us. We might be a little loud. We might be a little obnoxious.
Me.
But we're usually right. I can be loud.
No, you mean me. I'm just like, I'm so tired of this. You're a grifter because basically anybody is a grifter who doesn't say what I want to hear. And it's like, that's not what we do. And most of what your argument, you're talking about nuanced discussions. And I love how you were talking about nuance. And then you turn around and the way you describe what we're talking about, you took all the nuance out of it. The way they describe, they're just saying to do it for nostalgia. That's not, there's more to it than that. But you're deliberately taking all the nuance out of what we're saying and then complaining we aren't nuanced enough for you.
Here's the thing.
Pot or kettle, bitch.
The people that are complaining have the same mindset that the people complaining about Star Wars getting canceled have, which is basically, I like it. It speaks to me, even though not enough people watched it. They need to make more because I said so.
And if they don't like it and watch it, it's because they're a terrible person, because I'm personally offended. I'm putting my own identity into the show.
Yes.
Again, when we grew up with the shows that have been ruined. We were the original Star Wars crew. We grew up with, obviously, She-Ra is a prime example on these shows and things. And then you guys come along and you completely use it to try to get the views because Mike can get their own stuff no one will watch. You bastardize it and ruin it. And for a lot of us, those shows were linked very strongly to our identity and to what we love. But we're told to shut the fuck up. But you're loud. You're allowed to be upset. But everybody else, when it's them, well, get over it. You still have the original.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of this, so I hope you're
bitches.
I hope you're all ready, because right now Hollywood cannot afford charity anymore. They can't afford to just give you money, millions and millions of dollars for a Tumblr cartoon. or a Tumblr show or whatever.
And just continually trying to put this narrative out there that isn't true.
Yeah.
Just makes you look bad. Like, for all you accuse us of, at least we back stuff up with facts. You're promoting your opinion. It's your opinion that this is what happened. And so you keep saying that that's what happened. And you're in lockstep trying to say that's what happened. But it's still at the end of the day a lie.
So bring it back to numbers, then we'll wrap it up. The market always corrects itself, always. And, we're seeing that right now. There are not enough people watching these kinds of shows. They were artificially propped up for almost 10 years. And it's over. It's over. And I'm sorry. You've always got fan fiction. You can go to Wattpad and write your own ending, your own happy ending to the Acolyte, I guess. I don't know. Are we going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.